Ladies and gentlemen, this is Scott Pollock, Chief Editor of the Critical Post, Chicago Reporting. Welcome to another edition of the Goldwater Report. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the third and final preface before we get on with the investigation into the Keenan fraud. And we're going to deal with busting this dust one more time before I get into the rest of this investigation, because there's a lot more work to do, and I'm still only on recording number 60. We're warning you, ladies and gentlemen. This is a warning. Don't give this man one more dime. Not one dime. You'll never see it. Unbelievable. On January 31st of 2015, this man talked to somebody, the whistleblowers are coming through, Keenan. They're leaving you, Keenan, because they know you're full of it. They came through. Said he's asking for another $30,000. We said, send us the email. Well, here it is. Let me show it to you. Right here. Just got this the other day. Okay? Now, we're not going to show you who it came from in terms of the whistleblower, but we are going to share with you Mr. Keenan's words. On January 31st, 2015, at 2:08 p.m., he says, all I need is to get into the bunker one more time, and it is all over. It's always one more time. That's the way this fraud's been operating. I am working on it now, as you might know. My accounts have been blocked over here and cannot get in. I wonder why they would block your accounts. Some cabal? The cabal is doing something. Are you doing something illegal, or is that just a canard? In a matter of fact, they closed them. Oh, poor you. Maybe somebody somewhere is wise to the fraud you're committing and they don't want you to get any more of your funds. Did you ever think of that, folks? On the other hand, he says, all I need is approximately 30,000 USD, and I will get this hopefully earlier in the week so I can finish this up or actually begin. Thank you for writing to me, and let's see where we end up with all this. All the best, Neil. Don't you give this man another dime. He's got a problem now, all of a sudden. We're going to handle this investigation like a professional crew. Here. We just got this last night. He's got a problem with his privacy being violated. He lodged a privacy complaint. Can you see that? Dear the Critical Post Chicago, this is to notify you that we have received a privacy complaint from an individual regarding your content. They give the URL to our last video. And then the information reported as violating privacy is at 7:25, 9:55 to 12:25. He's complaining about his privacy being violated. He's a public figure on the web asking for money all over the world, but his privacy is being violated. He sits there and targets people on the web, calls them out by name, demeans them, demeans Gene Haynes, all what he calls the old girl club, all this stuff. But here's the comment that he's complaining about, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to play it for you again. We played it for you in the beginning of the last one. We're going to play it in this one. I want you to learn how a con baits someone. You understand? This is the way it's done. Listen again. Here we go.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know, but I talked to Unchel. We'll do the first million as soon as I get it. 2 days later, because he'll get the money in his hand 2 days after I get it, and after that we'll do another million almost immediately, and that way there's a little more cash on the table. And after that, we might even do a couple of $2 million deals. Well, if Naylor's going to be out by then, when Naylor's out, we can go immediately to the 100 million with Chris.
Okay. And
how do you like that? Let's play it again. I want to make sure you understand that, ladies and gentlemen. He's complaining about his privacy being violated. How do you like that? Because you get to hear the con and the way he's using the con. And now he's complaining? Here, listen.
And then they could relax.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know, but I talked to Unchel. We'll do the first million as soon as I get it. 2 days later, because he'll get the money in his hand 2 days after I get it. And after that, we'll do another million almost immediately, and that way there's a little more cash on the table.
A little more
after
cash
that,
on
we
the
might
table.
even do a couple of $2 million deals. Well,
couple of $2 million.
By then, when Naylor's out, we can go immediately to the 100 million with Chris.
When Naylor's out, we can immediately go to the 100 million with Chris. Well, Naylor's out. Now what? Oh, those bonds you never got your hands on. You want to know why? Because it belongs to the Indonesian government. Oh, they're cabal. We'll get to that term in a second, ladies and gentlemen. Always complaining about some conspiracy. That's what these people do. They feed on your fear and your ignorance. You don't go rummaging around the caves of Indonesia and expect to walk out of the country with them. We've got another email from Paul Collin showing that he said that that they dug a cave up. It had all kind of jewels, and he was soliciting Collin to see if he could sell any of this stuff. He's not going to be allowed to walk out of that country with anything. And what about that box of gold? But he needs $30,000. Why doesn't he just get the bars assayed if they're real? Cash him in. He's got his money. Or was it just a prop? Ladies and gentlemen, this is stupid. This is ignorant stuff. I got an email this morning as a result of all this. Yeah, you can sit there and make fun of Gene Haynes and all the people. Now the Facebook group, Cosmic Voice. Oh, this is a bunch of interesting people. Cosmic Voice. Talking about my call is planned today with the black nobility, and they will ram their feet up your you-know-what when I am done, because I won't repeat the word in this broadcast, but you can imagine what that was. Should you ever portray yourself as something you are not, you can expect such things. And remember now, David Schmidt, the one with the yellow spine, he has seen you, so you must know your hiding is done. Neil Keenan said that. And he starts complaining about me in this post. That right, Keenan? Cosmic Voice. Facebook bullying. What Cosmic Voice doesn't understand is Cosmic Voice, the Facebook group Cosmic Voice, is an accessory to international wire fraud. Thomas Williams is an accessory to international wire fraud along with Drake Bailey. Both accessories to international wire fraud. Have you ever looked at it, ladies and gentlemen, and figured out why is it that Mr. Keenan is basing his operations outside the country of the United States and running around the jungle? It's because it's harder to prosecute an international wire fraud from within the United States to somewhere outside. It's harder to track, and it's harder to get the jurisdictions in place. That's why. And if the folks want to do anything about it, there should be a whole band of people complaining about Cosmic Voice, the Facebook group, and Thomas Williams and Drake Kent Bailey, and they should be telling Facebook that their interface, a publicly traded corporation, that their interface is being used as an accessory to international wire fraud, and if they want the evidence of that, refer Facebook to us, because we will give them the evidence, because we have it in our possession. You want to do something about taking this fraud down? Get rid of that Facebook group. Get rid of it. Don't sit there and flick tongues back and forth. Complain to Facebook about Cosmic Voice, Thomas Williams, and Drake Kent Bailey, because their interface is being used to perpetrate a fraud. And like I said, anybody in Facebook, Facebook corporate wants to talk to us back here, we will give them the evidence. And then they sit there in this Facebook group and they make fun of Deb Martindale, nice lady who had some spine and said enough of this. Denise Rednauer, nice lady, she was the original, said enough of this. This is garbage. Well, let's listen to one of Mr. Tom Williams' wonderful remarks here. Hold on. Let me bring this up into the interface. Keep all this set up because I got some stuff I want to show you. Okay? Listen to this. Here's Tom Williams on a Blog Talk radio show, an amateur's radio platform. An amateur's radio platform. Hey, you know, it's monkeys with microphones, Blog Talk Radio. Alternative media. Garbage. Listen to him ask Mr. Keenan about a trading platform. Listen to this remark. Okay, Mr. Williams. Here's one of your greatest hits.
Yeah, going forward, is there like a trading platform or?
There's nobody going to put up a trading platform until everything's in place.
Yeah.
You know, on a trading platform, you need a bank. We got a bank when we've got the funds in place.
Right. Okay.
When he's got the funds in place. This is after he got that box of gold. Why doesn't he have the funds in place? Does Tom Williams even know? Does Mr. Williams even know what a trading platform is? No, he doesn't. A medium-term note trading platform that is used between banks is done in the name of project funding and bringing a bond for sale onto the market. And they trade between the banks in private, and they sell each other a bond in the name of a foundation or a public works project. And then they make sure that it inures, I-N-U-R-E-S. Look that word up, Williams. Inures to the benefit of the investors in that medium-term note. We're going to explain all that in part 2. He doesn't even know what he's talking about. This idiot, Tom Williams, trading platform. Here, ladies and gentlemen, do you see that? That's the Chinese debt clock. Do you have any idea why the Chinese would have a debt clock? Why would that be? Gold-backed money, all this, the Chinese renminbi is going to be gold-backed, just another canard in the money system. We told you after in the interview with Bill Still. Watch the interview with Bill Still. You'll learn about seigniorage. The seigniorage is sovereign to any particular government, which is an operation in a public service to the people whose government that is. Not by private banks that print it and the bond platforms that they print, or Neil Keenan running around the jungle looking for legacy high-value banking instruments that have been delisted. Delisted. You understand? They're no longer good. How about the Russians? Why do the Russians have a debt clock? If they weren't doing the same thing to the Russians or the Chinese population that they're doing to the United States and every other country on the face of the globe. The Financial Times in London in August complained you couldn't cash a Chinese bond. They're selling them, but you can't cash them. Why are the Chinese bringing bonds onto the market, ladies and gentlemen, and paying interest on bonds for public works projects? Why is that? You ever ask yourself that question? Neil Keenan's no financial expert. He's a broker of counterfeit bonds and garbage and turning it over and talking about it and taking money from people as if they're going to get a return on what he's doing. Listen to it again, ladies and gentlemen. You want to hear it? This is the way he talks. Listen to this.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know, but I talked to Ocho. We'll do the first million as soon as I get it. 2 days later, because he'll get the money in his hand 2 days after I get it.
He was baiting her. And as he was baiting Gene Haynes, he was asking for more money while he was out there in Indonesia, living it up, going to prisons and stuff like that. God knows what the nightlife was like. Getting his apartment paid for. He claims to Gene Haynes that he spent $5 million of his own money. Well, apparently, if he even ever had that kind of money, where in another email he complained to Paul Collins he lost 100 G's and it's gone. And that he was screwed because of it. So there's a differentiation. We'll come up with those dates. We've got the information on that. Use your heads, ladies and gentlemen, especially you over there, you people in the Cosmic Voice bullying Facebook group. Huh? Here's Thomas Williams. Look at the way this man talks. Let me bring that up for you. We're not going to let your comments through. This is Cabal-operated radio. Tom Williams speaking through the Cosmic Voice ID on YouTube. Look at this guy's connection on Chicago Post. A who's who of Cabal entities. I can assure you, Mr. Pollock, neither Drake nor Neil Keenan will be collecting you for a bogus interview. You, like Denise Rednauer, are irrelevant. Really? We're irrelevant? Is that right, Mr. Williams? Then why does Neil Keenan want to take down what we're reporting about him? Why does he want to do that? Citing privacy concerns. But it's okay for Keenan to sit there and make fun of Gene Haynes. What's good for the goose isn't good for the gander. This guy reminds me of a schoolyard bully. And the only thing you need is a kid to walk up and sock that bully right in the face and then hit him in the knees, and he goes down like a box of rocks. Go ahead. Send whatever you got, Keenan. Send your goons over here. Or why don't you just fly into the United States and you and I will just have it out? Huh? You piece of garbage. Oh, you don't like being called out, huh? Is that right? Ladies and gentlemen, let me show you something. You see this chart? This is a live trading platform. You see that? I can't make it any larger. This is the United States dollar being traded in arbitrage against the Chinese renminbi, the quote-unquote gold-backed renminbi, on the Forex. Do you know why? Because it's called being part of the market of free-floating currency evaluations so that international trade can go back and forth. There it is. The United States dollar, finally, the Chinese decided they're going to compete in the free-floating valuation market on the Forex. Why is the Chinese government allowing that, ladies and gentlemen? Do you know why? Then you talk about this Thomas Williams guy, the Cabal, the Illuminati, the Zionists, the Khazars, as if he knows what he's talking about. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's an ignorant bigot. People floating the Khazar term now these days. The actual history of that is that the Muslims were crowding the lower Caucasus where the Khazarian kingdom was. They were crowding them on one side. The Byzantine church down in Constantinople was crowding them on another side. And the Roman Catholic Church was crowding them on another side. And back then, political affiliations were related to the religions of the world because that's how they dealt with things. And the Khazarian king said, we don't want to do business with any of you guys. Tell you what, we're going to be Jewish. Now get out of here. And the whole kingdom converted to Judaism. That's the actual succinct history of the Khazars. Yeah. But you see, idiots that are using this term Zionist, they don't even know what they're talking about. It's just another boogeyman, because the Rothschilds at one point were actually Jews from Middle Europe and in Austria and Germany. And so we're taking the hit. I'm Jewish. I'm of the Jewish faith. Right? We're not a race of people, ladies and gentlemen. We're people bound by a religious faith. The Jews are not a race. Yes, are there people in Israel that are more of Arab origin? Yes. It's bigoted language, ladies and gentlemen, and anybody uses it as a closet bigot. Illuminati, Cabal. If you want to know something about the Illuminati or the Cabal, all you have to do, instead of using these amorphous, ridiculous terms of ignorance, is look up the members who run these banks and these major corporations. Put a name on it. Send a complaint. Actually do some work and put a letter out there. Borrowing on the works of Jordan Maxwell, all these people. David Icke and David Wilcock and all these guys, they're actually plagiarizing the work of Jordan Maxwell. Did you know that, ladies and gentlemen? He's the one that is documented the whole thing. They're only parrots, and they don't know the material nearly as well as Jordan Maxwell. Illuminati. Hardly illuminated. What a bunch of ignorant garbage. I'm warning you, ladies and gentlemen, like I did at the beginning of this man is seeking $30,000 in the email system. Do not send him another dime. $30,000. Tell him to go cash that gold box of his, that prop that he used. Unbelievable. Don't like it, huh, Keenan? I'm here. Call me anytime at 312-544-0134. We gave you your opportunity, Mr. Keenan. Right here. Let me bring this up into the interface so we can show people that you were given your opportunity. Okay? You had your opportunity a year ago. Here's me sending an email to Mr. Keenan. And I said, with all due respect, we are ready when you are. I even said, I'm not certain our brand is large enough to handle the implications surrounding your bona fides, but we'll give it the respect and empiricism that these bona fides deserves. What do you want to do first? How do you want to proceed? And he got back to us. Hi, would you please be kind enough to also send me the mail that I sent you? I'm having a hard time locating it. Thanks for the response. Now let's see what we can do. And we told him where we responded to him on the blog, basically saying that he needs a break. He says back then, he says, I am ready to go when you are, and take them by their necks. Should have been done a long time ago. Let's see how we can stop these so-and-sos before they destroy us. I have an idea about that. I provided him our bona fides. We said we'll publish the documentation which supports the interview. This is a year ago. He was given his opportunity. But you see, he can't come into the cold, hard light of day and answer any questions. Because he's not legitimate, and he is conducting an international wire fraud from abroad so that he can't be prosecuted in the United States of America. Don't you get that, ladies and gentlemen? And now he's citing privacy concerns. Well, you can bet YouTube's not going to take that down. He's a little worried. This is the last report that we're going to file before we're done with this. I'm not going to respond to any more garbage from these people. But if you want to do something about the international wire fraud, call up Facebook, send them, say, look at this report. Cosmic Voice is part of this. Send them this YouTube broadcast. And tell Facebook that if they want to see the bona fides regarding this international wire fraud and what Cosmic Voice is doing on Facebook, tell them we'll be more than happy to cooperate with that investigation. You can tell them to call 312-544-0134. You want to do something important? Tell them to take that piece of garbage down and ban those two individuals, Mr. Thomas Williams and Drake Bailey, to ban those individuals from ever putting up a Facebook group again regarding anything concerning money. Ridiculous. All right. That's enough. I've made my point. That is all.